How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host, Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. I want you to want what I want. Do you know what I want? Of course you don't. I want you to unplug from your life and dive all into episode 46 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. Also, you should know that this episode 46, episode 47, and episode 48, which I will release over the next upcoming 3 weeks, are a part of a 3-part series, and they're all included in that series. So please make sure you listen to them. Sexuality is a dance from the kiss to the touch. It is an art form. How do you approach your sexuality? How do you get off? Are you primal, cerebral, or spiritual? We are talking about the secret sex parties of the rich and powerful in Silicon Valley, and this is part 1 of 3. Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D and D. So who do you get on with? And how do they get you off? Yes, how do they get you off? Are you slightly confused? Are you asking yourself, is she really talking about what I think she's talking about? Come here. Come closer. I want to answer your question. Yes, yes, yes. That is the answer. Tell me, how do you get off? Are you excited? Some of you are. Some of you are like, what the fuck is going on here? I want to know about your sexual chemistry. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want what you want? What turns you the hell on and why? Are you primal? Are you cerebral? Are you spiritual? How do you approach your sexuality? Do you give better than you receive? Tell me how you see your sexuality, your desire. Yes, desire. Does it weaken you? Or are you empowered by it? Tell me, what does it awaken within you? Yes, what does it awaken within you? Some of you motherfuckers are put the fuck to sleep. Yes, sexuality is a dance, and some of y'all motherfuckers can't dance at all, but you need to learn to do so. From the kiss to the touch, it is an artistry. Hard, fast, hard, slow, soft, fast, soft, slow. Do you think about what you're doing and why? You have got to approach that shit like it's a chess match. The only thing is that both sides must win. So many of us aren't present at all. Whether it's a one-night stand, a fling, love affair, whatever. You must want to blow that motherfucker's mind, even if you plan on never seeing them again. Shit, be unforgettable. Don't go through the motions. Create goddamn shock waves. Do you understand? Yes, I said shock waves. Do you want to know something funny? I think the more spiritual you are, the more sensual you are. You are intuitive. What do you think about that? One thing, being spiritual, you are intuitive. So whether you are hooking up, sex, fucking, whatever label you have, if you approach it from an intuitive point of view instead of a conquering point of view, it changes the game. Yes, it changes the game. I believe if you're going to get intimate with a person, you want to be that motherfucker that they will remember with the biggest ass smile. Do you agree with me? You don't know. Why don't you know? You must know. You got to know. You should know. And also, each person that you sleep with, most of you leave a piece of yourself with that person. They'll forever be touched by you. So if you are touching, whether it's your damn self or another, you want to snatch that motherfucker's soul out of their body, sear the shit, and give it back to them. Listen to what I said. If you are inclined, which most of us are, to touch someone, including yourself, make it worth everybody's while. Snatch that person's soul out of their body, sear that shit with your essence, and then give it back to them. Give it back to them. You want to lightning bolt and thunder their ass. Get in their head. Yes, get in their head. Why do you want to get in their head? It helps you have a better experience. I told you it's like dancing. Have you seen two people dance together and they're not vibing, it's just not working at all? It looks awkward as hell. But then you see two people who are harmoniously together. They're moving fluidly together. So how do you get in someone's head? Well, there's always signs. You can tell by how they kiss you, how they touch you. All of that will tell you so much about what they want, what they need, and how you should give it to them. Oh, that's too much thinking for you? You got to bring your A game. You got to bring your A game. What do you people think? Oh, you thought it was your A game? No, that's some bullshit. You need to bring your A game. Don't you want to get on so you can get the fuck off? Don't you want to get on so you can get the fuck off? You've got to know yourself. And then you can master the art of you, which leads you to getting your desires met. But you should want more than getting your desires just met, your sexual desires just met. No, you shouldn't just want that. Why get meets expectation when you can go for exceptional? Everything you need to know about you is already with you. You just have to know where and how to look. Yeah, you need to know where and how to look. So what are we going to do?
we are going to take a look. We're going to take a look to see if we can help you figure some things out. Why do you desire what you desire sexually? Have you ever thought about that? Why you like it? Why you dislike it? Where did it come from? At some point in our lives, we go from being non-sexual people to sexual. And we come up with these things of what we think we like, we dislike, what we think we know, we don't know, but we really don't handle our transition from non-sexual to sexual beings very well. There's not a lot of information. Things you get from your friends, what you've seen from movies, looking at things that you're not supposed to be looking at. You just pick, and you put all these things together. And that's how you put your sexuality together. But how is that a good plan? That sounds like a mediocre plan to me. That sounds like a piecemeal plan to me. That doesn't sound like some artistry. That doesn't sound like a brilliant thing that's going to get you the utmost fulfillment. No, that's piecemeal. That's half-ass. Why you want a half-ass plan on how to get your needs and your desires met? Why would you do that? Life is about complete, total fulfillment. Rapture. And with the plan you have, which may be a little bit of this plan, a little bit of that plan, a little bit from this person, a little bit from that person, that means you really don't know how to get the fuck on to get you the fuck off. And you need to think very long and hard about what I'm saying. We fall into these rhythms, these routines about what we think is okay, what is acceptable. And then eventually as time goes on, some of us learn things about ourselves. Things we keep hidden, things we keep quiet, things that really get us on to get the fuck off. But we hide that shit. And I really don't know why you need to hide it. You don't want to be judged. Whatever, that's a topic for another day. But the fact is, do you really know what you like? Do you? And do you know why you like it? And how much do these gender roles that we have, how much does that play a part in your sexuality? Because I read an article that says most women, they lay there like a fucking blow up doll. I don't know why, because when you are standing the fuck up, you're moving, right? So why the fuck would you play dead laying down or whatever the hell, whatever position you're in? I don't understand that. And I don't understand why a guy would want a fucking dead body lying there with them in bed. Like, who accepts that shit? What the fuck is that? Oh, I've offended your good senses, your good judgment. Well, that's why I'm here, because I'm trying to understand your plan. I'm trying to understand any moment of our day, we are active, we are moving, whether it be exercising, sitting the fuck on our asses and eating, whatever the case may be, you are active. So how's it when you're being intimate with someone? Either you're laying there playing fucking dead, getting fucking poked and stoked, or you're lying there with someone who's fucking dead and you find that intriguing, you find that fulfilling? Yeah, you need to think about that shit. And then y'all wonder, why is someone on Pornhub? Why is someone here? Why is someone? Well, we got one person playing fucking dead, and you got another person who's had a fucking lobotomy, which if their brain is numb. So you got dumb and fucking dumber coming together. Well, probably one person's motherfucking coming, the other one is already dead, so it doesn't make any difference. And I apologize if I've offended you, but I have a real way of cutting through the bullshit and getting my point across. Why do some shit if you're dead? And why do some shit if you're clapping with one motherfucking hand? Yeah, listen to what I said. If you are sleeping with someone, hooking up, fucking, whatever you want to call it, and that person's lying there, you're essentially clapping with one motherfucking hand. That don't sound right. And that looks stupid as fuck. Stupid as fuck. So why wouldn't you help bring that motherfucker, the person that you're lying with, to life? Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? And why would you think it's okay for someone to steamroll the fuck over you while you lay there? So what are you doing for? Why do something? Why participate? We really need to understand why and how we make the moves that we do in our life. We really do. We are meant to be here to be fulfilled and be happy. And you got one person who's poking and another person who is some version of a coma. And that is some type of normalcy for a lot of people. I don't see why you're doing it in the first place. Stay a fucking virgin. That's not even the point of it. That leads me to believe that you don't understand what it's about. You're looking at it like it's a motherfucking arm wrestling match. That's not what it's about. So if you don't understand what it's about, you really shouldn't be doing some shit that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Listen to what I said. If you don't know the purpose, the intent of sexuality, of intimacy, whether it's by your damn self or with someone else, if you don't understand it, why in the hell are you doing it? Do you show up at a place of employment where you don't have a job and say, hey, I'm here to work? No, you don't do no stupid shit like that. So why the fuck are you going to show up in bed, take that job and not perform? Yeah, I confused you. Let's try this again. Most of you people have jobs and you show up to that job because you've been hired to do a job. Have you ever showed up to a company that did not employ you trying to do a job? No, that sounds stupid as hell, right? Yeah, that's my point. It sounds stupid as hell. It's supposed to sound stupid as hell. So when you choose to be intimate with another person and your goal is to lay there and play motherfucking dead, why are you showing up for a job that you've been hired for and you're not ready, willing, and able to do the job? If you wanted to get motherfucking poked, you can go to the doctor's office and have them stick you with fucking needles if that's how you like to get off. Why go through all that? Why expose yourself, get naked and all those bodily fluids? Why do all that if you just gonna lay there and play dead? You don't know what to do? Then you shouldn't be doing it until you know what the fuck to do. You got to know what it is you desire. And if you decide to hook up or whatever with someone else, you should know why you're doing that shit. And when I say you should know why you're doing it, you should know what need of yours. This is what I said. What need of yours is being fulfilled? Not what need of the other person. What need of yours it fulfills? Because if it's not fulfilling a need of yours, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. One, you got to know what that need is to be able to fulfill it. Because when you know what your needs are, then you start working towards getting them fulfilled, which means you won't be lying there playing dead. Now, for a guy, you can say, oh, we know what his goals are. But you don't, what are you people doing? You really need to think about what the fuck you're doing. We are here to be pleased and to please. They go hand in hand, to please and to be pleased. And if those two aren't working together, that equation is off. You're both wasting each other's time. It's a waste of goddamn time. That's why a lot of y'all motherfuckers are miserable, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You need to figure out what the fuck you're doing. Pick up a book, watch a video. I don't care what you do, but you need to get more sexually educated as far as what you do and why you're doing it. So how do you ensure you're fulfilled? Well, I've already told you that. But I'll give you some more insight into that. You got to know what you want and you got to know what you like, which means you have to know yourself. And then when you know that about yourself and you meet somebody, you really have to read the subtle small clues to figure out, is this person a likely match to help me fulfill my needs sexually? You really have to look at that. You have to gauge that shit. It's not just about a physical attraction. There's some other things that you need to look at to figure out, how is this going to work with my equation? See, women, we need to get selfish and we need to get self-aware. Men need to get selfless and more self-aware. You put those two together, you should have a bomb-ass experience. Yeah, you should have an awesome experience. Men get selfless, women get selfish, and both are self-aware. That's a good foundation for an awesome fucking time. But if you don't have much of an expectation and you don't know how to relay your expectations, you're going to be sitting there with your hands held the fuck out and you will never receive anything because you don't know how to get what you need. You don't know how to get what you want. You got to reflect. You can't be making moves, like I said, in life, and you don't know what you're doing and why. Sexually, professionally, personally, whatever, you choose. But you got to get clear. When you have clarity, then you can hit the goddamn bullseye. You can hit the bullseye. But if you're not clear, you're cloudy, you're hazy, you're not going to get shit. You're not going to catch anything. You know what you're going to catch? You're going to catch everything that you don't want, that's unfulfilling, or you're not going to get anything at all. So have you analyzed how you feel from the inside out after being intimate with someone? Yeah, I'm sure most of you don't think about that, because once both one or none of you have climaxed, the deed is over. It's done. You move on to whatever it is that you need to do, or you go to sleep, whatever your routine is. But have any of you actually taken a step back to sense, how do you feel afterwards? And I'm not talking about the physical release. I'm talking about after 5, 15 minutes, a day, whatever goes by. Do you go back and assess how you feel? Because if you did it right, that stuff should stay with you. It should still be lingering with you. But if you have forgotten about the fact that you hooked up with someone and that shit has left your motherfucking mind, I can tell you this, you want to go back and do a review so you don't make that mistake again. When you go through that, as with anything in life, it's an experience. It's an experience that you want to stay with you. That is positive, that is uplifting, that's fulfilling. But if you're going around screwing every motherfucking thing that you see that can walk, and you shortly afterwards, you feel like you didn't get any release or relief at all, that means you were with the wrong motherfucking person. That means that you have been depleted and you should not have engaged with that. See, when you get sexual with someone, whether it's hooking up, whatever you're doing, you want to leave that situation as you were energetically or better. But most of us go around hooking up and having sex with people where, if you think about it, when you finish and you step away from the situation, you feel a little bit more hollow. You feel a little bit more depleted. You don't exactly feel the way that you did prior to being with that person. It's like you are deprived on some level within, and each time you connect with a person who is not worthy of your connection, you make whatever inadequacy or void within you bigger, and you don't even know it. So you're left feeling worse, you're left wanting more, you're left with having to be with more people physically when none of them will be able to fulfill you because you are with the wrong people. Now, I'm not saying you sign up for lifelong commitments or anything else like that. But if you are with the right person, whether it's one night, many nights, whatever, you want to leave that shit vibing and buzzing, and it should last with you for a while. It should last for you a while. It should sustain you. That's when you know you've done it right, when it sustains you. When it hasn't sustained you, and you're looking over your shoulder for the next motherfucker or the next thing, that means the people that you are attracting and you're laying down with, they're not good for you. They're sucking essence out of you, which leads you to have to be with more and more people. And I've already told you, each time you sleep with someone, you leave a piece of yourself behind when you sleep with the wrong people. So eventually you won't have much of you left. If you keep going around motherfucking whoring around, you won't have much of you left. And the goal of you is to be whole and complete, fulfilled sexually. Whether you stay in a relationship or have a relationship with that person at all, you got to be able to choose people that makes you vibe, makes you radiant, that makes you feel complete and fulfilled. So when you go through life, you know what you attract? You attract more people like that. That enhances you and uplifts you. And you also get to come while you're at it. So it's a win-win situation on many levels. But you got to learn how to choose the right people. When you leave a sexual situation and you feel depleted, unfulfilled, that means you wasted your motherfucking time, energy on somebody who wasn't worthy of you. And you want to start finding people who can blow your motherfucking mind and keep your head fucking popping for at least a few days. At least a few days. Hey, if you have access to them every day, that's even better. Whatever. It's a lifestyle choice. But the point I'm trying to make to you is a lot of you don't feel great after that experience. You feel like you've lost something within you because you have. Because you're hooked up with the wrong motherfucking person. And you don't even know why you're hooking up with this motherfucking person. They're attractive? Yeah. But you got this multi-levels to this, and you need to understand the different dimensions. So when you're going forward, choosing people that you want to lay down with or not, you can choose better. And even if it's a one-night motherfucking stand, you will feel very, very good. Even after it's said and done. The next day, the day after, you have gained, you have not lost. And I believe in stacking to win, not stacking to lose. Do you understand? It should feed your being. It should feed your soul like it's the best meal you've had to this date. Your most perfect meal. You know how that stays with you? And when you think about it, it sends goosebumps, gives you goosebumps and chills up and down your spine. That is how you should feel after you are done with whoever you've been with. And you've gone your way and they've gone their way. You should feel good when you think about it. If you can't remember shit and it's lackluster or mediocre, you chose the wrong people. You're choosing the wrong people. So do you take the time to access your true chemistry with the person before you sleep with them? Yes. See, a lot of us, we're drinking, we're doing a number of different things, and we're not in tune with ourselves or the person that we have our eye on. And even when you are physically attracted to a person, if you're present, you will see that there's different levels of attraction. There's physical attraction, there's energetic attraction, there is emotional attraction, there is mental attraction, there's a number of different attractions. And the more connections or types of attraction that you have with that person, technically your experience sexually should increase because you're aligned on so many different things. But a lot of us, we sleep with people because we are physically attracted to them. But when they speak, it fucks you up, right? When they speak, it just ruins the whole motherfucking thing. That's an example of what happens. Or they sound nice, but when you actually have a conversation with them, you realize that they are emotionally and mentally devoid. That turns you off. So going forward, when you are deciding whether you want to get down, get off, get on with someone, you want to see what is your base level, what is your minimum level of connections that you need to have before you decide to give yourself to someone. Now, some of y'all got low motherfucking standards, and you're okay with that. And I'm okay that you're okay. But for those of you who are seeking more gratification, long-lasting fulfillment, you want to look at the physical, the energetic, the mental, emotional, the spiritual. You want to get as many things in your favor as possible. And I'm not saying this stuff because I'm saying that you should marry this person. No, what I'm saying to you is you want to make sure that your sexual experience is as gratifying as possible. If you are going to bust it open, you want to make sure that your shit's going to be blown the fuck open. Do you understand what I said? If you going to bust it open for someone, you want to make sure that someone's going to blow your motherfucking mind. And only you can ensure that. Now, you can't control the other person, but you can look for the clues and the cues to make sure that you get hooked the fuck up. And even if they don't know everything you need or want exactly, they will be more inclined to listen to you, to give you the experience that you want. You want to stack yourself to win, not stack yourself to lose. Do you understand? Do you know how to stoke desire? Yeah, desire is a very potent thing, especially for men. It is the fuel and their engine. And what happens is when they're chasing you, desire is very, very, very high. And eventually when you give in, that desire starts to wane. It starts to diminish. It starts to decrease. And all that passion and everything that you had before, it no longer is. So as women, you start to adjust and adapt your expectations lower, lower, and lower. And you wonder in the back of your mind, where did it go? What happened? Oh, this must be how things are. It's only that way because you let them be that way. You see, if you haven't figured this out, I'm going to share that with you. It's the chase. It's the challenge. Now, when I say challenge, I don't mean you're being disrespectful, you're being demeaning, you're being unappreciative. No. It's the chase, the challenge of getting someone of high value, of high worth. Someone who doesn't bend over backwards. Someone who doesn't make themselves fully and readily available. You're basically the same person that had him chasing you. That's the same person you need to continue to be. But as we get in relationships, we change ourselves. We start getting into these modes and these roles of what we think we should be. But when you get like that, you start playing roles, you start doing cookie cutter bullshit, then you start getting cookie cutter fucking. And that's not who you were in the beginning. So if you want to keep the guy chasing after you, then you need to continue being the woman that you were originally, even when you guys are together. Sounds complicated, doesn't it? But it's very simple. You want the passion, then you have to know how to get and create that passion. You have to know what buttons to push and what makes him tick. And you have to approach it as such. It doesn't matter if you've been together 1 day, 1 year, 10 years. That is what you need to do. But you have to figure out what you want and how you want it and how you're going to get it and who the fuck you're going to get it from. Guys are simple. They're complicated and they're simple, but they're mostly simple. They like to work. They like a challenge in a good way. They don't want you to be readily available. They want to show you that they are worthy of your time and you. Did you hear what I said? They want to show you that they are worthy of your time and you. Because as a high value woman, you don't have a lot of time to give the fuck away. You don't have time to be fucking around. So if someone wants to spend some quality time with you, they need to show that they can do the motherfucking job. And they need to continuously show that they can do the motherfucking job. Did you hear what I said? You see, once they finish courting you, you women, we think that, hey, he's shown his worth. I'm going to give myself to him. And he's automatically going to continue doing what he did when he courted me. No, because you made it easy for him. And when it's easy, he doesn't want to do any motherfucking work. Got it? Good. Desire, stoking his desire will get generally what you need passionately. You need to research that shit and figure out what you're doing, how you did it, and just keep doing that shit. Keep doing it, depending on what you want. But I told you already, you got to know who the fuck you are and what it is that you want. You have to know that. But if you like desire, you want desire, no one's going to give it to you. And no one's going to keep it for you. You have to go get that shit and make it happen. Do you understand? Do you intimately engage like your true self or like a script that you're written? So yes, when you decide to hook up with someone, who are you? You're thinking, who am I? I'm me. Oh, you're you. No, you're not. Who the fuck are you? Where's the real you? Where's the real you? You don't lay down and play dead in real life, do you, at your job? You just show up at the job and lay the fuck on your desk and say, okay, I'm here. No, they will fire your ass and probably call the psych department. You don't do that. When you're in your yoga class, you just go there and lay there in shavasana or something like that and you don't move. No, you do other poses. So when you are intimately involved with someone, who are you? Are you being what they want to see? Are you being some type of script of what type of person you think you are? Or are you really showing who you are? Yeah. Showing who you are, that is very vulnerable. It takes things to another level. When you shed all those layers of who you pretend to be and you become your real self, that will it will blow your motherfucking mind. Of course, you got to have someone that meets you at that level. But who are you? Because when you're engaging like that, you want to be the real you. You don't want to be the pretend you. When you're pretending, you're not getting your needs met. When you're the real you, you can ensure pretty close that you get what you want. Are you passive? Are you dominant? Are you exploratory? Are you not? You have to know who you are, so then you can decide how you proceed and how you will achieve what you want. You got to know that, because when you know who you are, it gives you flexibility. It makes you dynamic. It makes you spontaneous. It makes you exciting. It makes you the vision of desire. You're not predictable. You don't feel the same way you do it every moment, every day, do you know? And that should be the same thing in the bedroom. Some days you may feel aggressive. Some days you may feel passive. Some days you may be curious. Some days you're in a rush. You should be who you are, even wherever you're hooking up at that moment. But use it to your advantage. If you feel like being a hard ass, an asshole, you can do that in the bedroom. But bring it with love, care, and attention. But it can come across that energy and make things very spicy. If you're feeling bitchy, bossy, use that to your benefit. It makes things, it just keeps variety. But you got to be in tune with yourself. People think that you have to be a certain way, a certain mood, in order for you to engage. No. You want to keep somebody interested? You go in being your true self at that moment, but you take that feelings of what you're going through and you channel it in a sexual way to make it a turn on, to help you get on so you can get the fuck off. That's what you do. You twist the shit. Nobody's going to get bored with that shit. We have so many emotions throughout the day. We don't know left from right. So what I'm telling all of you, use that shit to your advantage. You feel shy? Act shy. You feel chilled? Be chilled. No one will know who, they will think they're sleeping with a new person every goddamn night. And that will be a lot of fun for you and the person that you're with. Think about that. So are you primal, cerebral, or spiritual in the bedroom? When I mean primal, it means you people who basically go around fucking anything that walks. Cerebral are you people who really like to connect with people on an intellectual level. Spiritual, you are the people who go on vibes, who go on energy. You should know what you are. And you can tell that by the friendships, the relationships you build, how you are in every other aspect of your life. That will tell you how you approach your sexual relationships. And then when you know how you are, you can basically find people who match, who complements your wavelength. If you're animalistic, you want to find someone that's like that, so you guys can vibe and do whatever the hell you crazy shit you like to do. If you're very mental, then you want to find someone who can intellectually stimulate you, because that is what gets you on. That's what gets you on. Is going to help you get the fuck off. But if you're spiritual and you like connecting with a person's energy and you don't care about all the other stuff, then you know what you like, and you go off picking up on people's energy. But let me tell you some stuff. The ultimate sexual experience includes all three. All three. Primal, cerebral, and spiritual. If you can lock that shit with a person, oh hell, you are gearing to get your motherfucking rocks off. It's going to be the 4th of July, Labor Day, and every other holiday around the world, Diwali, that exists with fucking firecrackers. That's what it's going to be like. The more connections you have on so many different levels, the greater your sexual experience. Point blank, that's just how it is. And if you don't believe me, conduct an experiment. Try this shit on your own. Try it on your own. You have the physical appearance. Then you have people's energetic. Then you have people's mental and emotional. Line all that shit up. And then you have, are you an animal, go off your instincts? Are you a person who's goes off of their brain, their intellect? Are you more spiritual? Look at all those different components, and that can help you pinpoint better sexual partners so you have more fulfilling experiences. That's it. I'm not saying you guys, you should stop doing your one night stands or hoeing around. And I'm not saying that you should be in a long-term relationship. I'm saying do you, be you. But if you're going to do you and be you and you're going to live your life, you need to live your life so you can stack yourself to win. You want to stack yourself for happiness. You want to stack yourself for joy. You want to stack yourself for fulfillment. So all I'm doing is telling you the secrets as to how. And if you really want mind-blowing, stay with you, fucking lingering, shivers up your spine experiences, like when you think about that shit, it's like, whoa, like it's happening to you again. If you want that type of shit, then you need to connect with the person on so many different levels. But the only way you can do that is when you connect with yourself. You got to know who you are. You got to know what you want. You got to know why you want it and how the fuck you're going to get it. Those are key. If you're going around motherfucking clueless, just waddling through life, falling on your face, figuring shit out as you go along, I have nothing to say about that. You keep doing that shit until you figure out a new solution. I gave you a new solution, but you keep doing what the fuck you're doing. It doesn't work. And that's why a lot of you think, oh, it's not that great. Oh, it is great. It's great for people who know what the fuck they're doing. But you got to be clear. You got to come correct. Do you understand? Why do most sexual experiences leave you feeling like a part of you was left behind? I've kind of hinted to that before, but I'm going to explain it to you again. When you are with a person that you have very few limited levels of connection with, then essentially what happens is one of you is feeding off the other person. They're taking something from you instead of enhancing you. You see, if you understand what the true purpose of a sexual experience, and no, it's not just to procreate and create people. It's about connections. It's about intimacy. As humans, we need touch. We cannot go through life without being touched. It's vital to our existence. And sex just takes it to another level. So if you are letting people be with you, touch you, that you just don't feel good with being in their presence, I don't care how attractive they are. If they don't make you feel good and bubbly in their presence, I don't care how fine they are. You should not let them sleep with you. That's like making your neck available to a vampire. Are you going to let a vampire suck you the fuck dry? No. So why are you hooking up with people who, just because they look good, they're not good for you? You want people who look good on the outside and who look good on the inside for you. And no, that doesn't mean that you have to get yourself in a relationship. You can keep doing what the fuck you're doing. But like I said, you want to stack yourself for sexual success. You don't want to be lacking. You don't want that. Think about that. So how do you manage your sexual arousal, your energy? Yeah, a number of us, when you choose or you don't have a sexual partner, you feel, most people, deprived, you feel depleted, you feel different, you feel frustrated. You don't know what to do with that energy. But the funny thing is, you know how to channel your energy in other ways. Right. When you have a lot of extra energy, you know what you do? You put that into other things, activities, achieving your goals. That's what you do with your energy. But when it comes to sexual energy, we get clueless. We get frustrated. We don't know what to do with it. And I'm saying you can harness that energy also, because energy is power. And the more you have, the more powerful you are. So instead of going around flittering your sexual energy to these, irrelevant people who are not worthy of your time or worthy of your touch, you use that energy to make yourself more vibrant, make yourself more attractive, make yourself more radiant. So the right people come to you. You don't run from your sexual frustration. No, you harness that, you channel that. Because if you channel it in the right way, it will make you highly, highly attractive, magnetic. But if you're frustrated, you're angry, no, what that's going to do is going to make you unattractive and make people not come your way. So you guys really need to think long and hard about what I'm saying. Sexual energy is just like any other energy. And when you're sexually frustrated, it just means you have a lot of energy that you haven't been able to do anything with. And you need to learn how to harness and channel that so that the right people are attracted to you, that will give you the best possible sexual experiences that you desire. So I hope I gave you guys something to think about. Maybe you can change your point of view. But a lot of us are just casually hooking up with people, which is cool. If it makes you happy, you do that. But when you hook up with someone, you want to leave with gems, with your basket of yourself full, plentiful. You don't want to be flittering yourself away because you don't want to be rejected. You don't want to be seen different. You don't want to be lonely. A number of you are sleeping with people because you're lonely. You're scared of being alone. You don't want to be judged. You think you're too old. You think you're too fat, whatever. Don't give yourself away like that. You come in fucking boss mode. Yeah, what, motherfucker? What? That's what you, and if you choose to sleep with them, great. It's on your terms. If your terms match, you do that shit. But you want to ensure you have a great experience. You want to remember that shit. Remember it. Relish it. Unless you're going around getting naked for every motherfucking person you see, which I don't think anyone does, you're selective on some level. Some are more selective than others, but whatever, you're selective. What I'm trying to do is help you fine-tune your selection so the people that come across you are the right motherfuckers. They know how to treat you. They know how to relish you. They know how to help you enjoy yourself and get your needs met. And then you can choose where the fuck your relationship goes after that point. But the point is, you're winning. You're not losing. You're not in limbo. You're winning. Because that is what life is about. It's about happiness and fulfillment. And the only way you're going to get that is if you know what makes you happy and what is going to fulfill you. So if you guys don't know, the next 3 episodes of mine, including this one, is a part of a 3-part series. And today I was talking about awareness, desire, and yourself. Next week, I'll be talking about something else. But the point of this part was finding out how the fuck do you get on so you can get the fuck off? How do you get off? And what gets you off? You got to know that shit. Life is too short not to be enjoying all the different aspects that are available to you. Do you, be you, and go get what the fuck you want. Okay? Stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about something in the news. So I've mentioned this before that this part of my segment, when I talk about something in the news, is also a part of the 3-part series. So I just want to make you guys aware of it. That I am talking about an article that I read, and it's called Inside Silicon Valley's Secretive Orgiastic Dark Side. And you guys will listen very carefully, but I'm just going to share a portion of it and give my who knows what the hell is going to come out of my mouth type of comments. But I guess that's the fun of listening to me. So this article said some of the most powerful men in Silicon Valley, that's here in California, for those who do not know that, are regulars at exclusive drug-fueled, sex-laced parties. Gatherings described not as scandalous, or they're not even a secret, but as a bold, unconventional lifestyle choice. Yet while the guys are getting laid, the women are getting screwed. You know what the funny thing about this is what they're describing? This is nothing new. This has always gone on. It's always gone on. It's gone on no matter if you close your eyes and took a dart and throw it at the history of mankind. This shit's been going on forever. This is nothing new. It's nothing new. So it surprises me in this day and age how people act clueless about what the fuck people do. The rich and powerful, the poor and underprivileged. Humans are humans, whether you have a bunch of money to make it nice and pretty, or you don't have a bunch of money and you have a damn fucking house party or street plot. It doesn't matter. This is human behavior. Drugs, sex, women, men, powerful. It's always been the case. It surprises me here in this day and age where I guess we have become quote unquote more modern, that people are surprised that this happens. People are going to get the fuck off how they get the fuck off. And this is how the fuck they get on. This is how they get on. This is nothing new. The article said about once a month on a Friday or Saturday night, they gather for a drug-heavy, sex-heavy party. Sounds like a fucking college party, a high school party, right? But just a bunch of grown ass, college educated, Ivy League educated people. Okay? Same shit, different age group, different salary bracket. Sometimes the venue is in a mansion in San Francisco, California, a mansion in Atherton, California, or a mansion in Hillsborough, California. The places change, but many of the players and the purpose remain the same. Yeah, it remains the same. There's nothing surprising, nothing shocking. But you know what's surprising and shocking? I'll tell you what it is. Within this world or society, we have this image, this facade of political correctness, of social norms, of how we should behave. For some reason, when we look at history and what the Romans or the Egyptians and all that, what they used to do, we look down upon them. We frown upon them like they're from a primitive age, an age that lacks self-awareness, an age that lacks mental and emotional maturity growth. I think that's some stupid shit. It's some real stupid shit, because people are people. Just because we have fucking electric cars and we have airplanes flying in a motherfucking sky, you think that changes the basic nature of human beings, of our needs, of our desires, of some demented or not demented shit. Nothing changes. So even though things change around us, we're still the same. And I don't know why people don't get it. It's this middle chunk of the world that's living this life in this box, in these rules of what things should be and how they should be, that they can't imagine that another group of people are skirting the rules, operating outside the rules, when everything in their life is dominated by boundaries and rules. There's always different rules for different parts of society. There's always been different rules for different fucking salary brackets. There's always been different rules for fucking different zip codes. That is how it works. It's always been that way. The rich and the powerful, they play by one set of rules. The poor, the underprivileged, they have to play by another set of rules. And the rest of you people in between, that's another set of rules you play by. That is how the world works. I don't care if you don't like what I'm saying. I'm telling you it's the truth. It's the truth. And that is why you're so taken aback by this shit happening, because you don't know. You will probably never get motherfucking invited either. People do what they need to do, what they want to do, and they figure out a way to get it done. Simple as that. They said many participants don't seem the least bit embarrassed, much less ashamed. They speak proudly about how they're overturning traditions and paradigms in their private lives, just as they do in the technology world they rule. I think that's some weak bullshit. Let me tell you why. Because if you're doing this shit in secret, you're hiding behind your freaky deaky ways, you're not shifting anything. A real motherfucker, a boss motherfucker will say, yep, I did it. I was at a heavy drug party. This is what I did. Yep, bitch. Yep. Now look at this new technology I created. Now that's a real motherfucker. So these people who are going to these mansions, living secretly, doing whatever the fuck they're doing. Yeah, that's a level. There's a level of, having maybe one ball, one testicle. But a real motherfucker will put his balls and his dick on the goddamn table, say, bam, this is what it is. This is what it was. Now what, motherfucker? What do you want to say about me? I'm a grown ass person. I can do what the fuck I want to do, and shut the fuck up. Don't say shit to me. That's what a real boss motherfucker does. Yep. I just had an orgy. I did it. Now what? Show me my motherfucking prototype and get the fuck out of my business. That's what a boss motherfucker will do. But these people ain't doing that. They're not doing that. They're having their fun in their secret little clubs and hiding in their fucking mansions, but no one knows. So when you can stand the fuck up and say, yep, I did it. Now what? What, motherfucker, what? You get my respect. I don't have to agree with a damn thing that you do. But one thing I will give you is I will give you unlimited respect. That is what I can give you, because that's real. I don't like half-ass shit. If you're going to do it, do it. If you did it and you feel bad about it, learn from it, change it. If you did it, you don't give a fuck what anyone thinks, That's cool too. If you did it, you're going to do the shit again, own that shit. Just own what the fuck you do. Fuck it. Fuck it. If you got enough motherfucking money anyway, who the fuck cares who's sucking your dick and your wife is there? I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I don't understand why you care. Other people care. What you do behind closed doors, open doors, it's your business. Why are we so caught up in what people think and how we live our lives? We shouldn't be. And if you got enough motherfucking money that you're this powerful, you shouldn't give a fuck either. What, you think your stock price is going to plummet? No, you come up with a new great design, new technology, that shit's going to go to fuck up anyway. So what, you're fucking freaky? Whatever. It's not the end of the world. You're not the first and you're not the last motherfucker. That's what it is. They said their behavior is believed to be an extension of the progressiveness and open-mindedness at these high-end parties. The founders think they can change the world. How the fuck you gonna change the world if the world is not invited to your party? See, that's some fucking bullshit. That's called a bitch ass. Translation, pussy. Translation, coward. Yep, I said it because that's what the fuck you heard. You talking about you're changing the world with your technology, and you're changing the world with your progressiveness and your open-mindedness. If you were so motherfucking open-minded, you would extend an open invitation to these fucking parties. Everyone would getting their shit off. Everyone would getting the fuck off, but you're not doing that. No, it's secret. It's not invited. You're not inviting everyone. It's a select few. You're not changing anything. All you're doing is you're operating within your small little motherfucking bubble, thinking that you're doing some shit, but you're not. Your technology may be impacting the world because your technology is impacting a whole bunch of people. But who you're fucking, you're playing duck, duck, goose musical chairs with as far as fucking, you have a limited group that you're working with. So you're not doing anything. It's fucking bullshit. Come to me and tell me some shit like that. Yep, I'm having sex parties. I'm the greatest guy. I'm open-minded and progressive. The first thing I'm going to say is, okay, where's the party? Okay, did you invite everybody? No. Then how are you changing the motherfucking world if it's only for a select few? Bitch ass. Straight up bitch ass. It's cowardly. Own your shit. Fuck it. You got enough money? Fuck it. 2 tears in the bucket? Fuck it. That's what I said. It shouldn't matter. They said this is just not confined to their personal lives. What they do at the party is not confined to their personal lives. What happens at these sex parties and in their open relationships doesn't stay there. The freewheeling sex lives pursued by men in the tech life, from the elite to the rank and file, have consequences for how business gets done in Silicon Valley. So what she's saying is that what these people are doing is not just restricted to what happens at the party. Of course not. It's stupid and foolish to say, okay, how we fucked in that mansion is just going to stay in that mansion. So when I see you at the office tomorrow, act like we don't know each other. Hell no. This motherfucker's going to be eyeing her up and down and pitching her butt ass fucking naked, sprawled the fuck out. That's what he's going to see when she's fucking doing a presentation. How you going to keep that shit in the mansion? Like, these people are too motherfucking smart to be sprouting this fucking stupid ass bullshit. It's like, people will buy bullshit instead of deal and motherfucking reality. Huh? You think it ends, the fucking ends once you leave the party, you go to these parties once a month? No, the shit continues in the office. It continues in your homes. It continues. You can't put a fucking box around desire. You can't stop that. You cannot stop that. You won't stop it. And it's unbelievable and naive, or maybe it's just delusion, that these people think that, hey, what happens at these parties stays at these parties. It doesn't impact my judgment. If this woman sucked your motherfucking dick off so much that your fucking balls spilled the fuck off and you were happy, when you see that motherfucker in the office, you gonna promote her ass, ain't you? You gonna promote her. You gonna give her a fucking bonus. You gonna give her another type of bonus, and you gonna lay some dick on her as an extra bonus. That's what the fuck you gonna do. You gonna try to tell me that you gonna forget who the fuck it was that sucked your fucking dick off at the party, and when you show the fuck up at the office, you gonna act like you don't know her? Dude, we're too old for this fucking shit. We're too old for it. I know you guys don't like this part when I'm cursing like that, but I hate fucking fraud bullshit. Why do we act like cowards? You want to be a boss? You are a motherfucking boss in Silicon Valley, which is creating shit that impacts the world? And you will sit here and give some fucking weak, lame bullshit like, hey, what happens at that party in Hillsborough, what happens in that mansion in San Francisco, what happened in that mansion in Atherton or Ibiza, that stays here. No, bitch, no. That's what you like to tell yourself to get through or to basically do the next thing. It's a nice way for people who do what the fuck they want to do. They don't want to look ahead and they keep making excuses of what the fuck you're doing. You know what? If you want to get freaky and you want your freakiness to continue, own it. Why are you scared? If you're scared, that means you don't want it bad enough. And if you don't want it bad enough, you shouldn't be motherfucking doing it because you know it's going to get caught. You know something always get leaked. That's why there's always a scandal. Every time you look, there's some bullshit going on. And there's a reason why. Because people give up with these fucking weak, lame, fraud-ass rules of engagement for what we do on this fucking fur rug in this mansion. We are not going to discuss it. We are not going to act like we know anything. We're going to go business as usual. Yep. Until your wife pisses you the fuck off, you see her ass and you start imagining what the fuck she looked like on that white fur bear rug at that mansion. And then you start saying, hey, Stacy, how are you doing today? Show me your presentation. But the presentation he really wants to see is he wants it to be sprawled the fuck open. Guys, stop falling for fucking shit. Stop falling for bullshit. It's setting you up for failure. You want to be proactive. So if you want to engage in orgy parties, do that shit. You want to engage in parties with drugs and all, do that shit. But at least be fully aware and conscious of your decision. So when you take those steps forward, you know exactly what the fuck you're walking in. The funny thing with people is we choose to do these unorthodox, or you can say progressive and open-mindedness things, but you do it with fucking blinders on. Why you want to do some shit with blinders on? If you desire to experience something that is quote unquote not normal, I don't know how you define normal, but whatever. If you choose to go down that path, own it. Be aware of it. Take the motherfucking reins. Don't go walking into some shit with your fucking eyes and ears covered. Why? So what? You don't have to take responsibility if things go wrong? You always going to take responsibility. So I say if you want to ride a motherfucking bull, grab that fucking bull. Ride that bitch. Don't hop on a bull and say, oh no, I'm not going to hold on to the bull. Let me see what happens. That's some fucking weak bullshit. Don't like weak shit. You want to be a freak? Be a fucking freak. Be a super freak. Just own it. Don't be a coward. Stupid ass shit. So they said the guest list for these parties are titans of Silicon Valley. They're first round investors, they're well-known entrepreneurs, and they're top executives. The female guests, well, they have a different qualification. They must be attractive, willing, and usually young. And one of the bonuses that these women get is that they usually don't need to worry about their resume or bank account. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Like I said, the shit doesn't stand apart. It doesn't stay there. They don't have to worry about their resume or their fucking bank account. What you think about that? And I'm sure this doesn't apply to all chicks, but it applies to some. They're getting fucking paid and they're getting motherfucking promoted off of this shit. They said some of the women, they work in tech in the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area, but others come from Los Angeles and beyond. They are employed in industries such as real estate, personal training, and public relations. The ration or the ratio of women to men is typically 2-1. So men have more than enough of women to choose from. They said one person said that women that participate, even if it's of their own volition, are often marginalized. You know, guys, I don't know if you're going to agree or disagree with me. I believe some of the women are marginalized. And I believe some of the women are not marginalized. And when this person said that, they're marginalized even though they participate in their own volition, let me tell you some real shit. If you see that a motherfucker's trying to marginalize you, you put a stop on that shit. Did you hear what I said? You put a stop sign on that shit. People will try, but they're also meant to fail. Do you understand? They can try to marginalize you, but that's where they need to fail. If you're going to these motherfucking parties, you're going to those parties for a reason. The ratio to men to women, 2 women for every man. 2 women for every man, I'm sorry. Which means you already know that you're going there for a purpose, whether it be your resume, your bank account, a boyfriend, a husband, you want to be a mistress, whatever you're going to that party for, you're going there for a reason. And if you're telling me you're going to show the fuck up for sightseeing, you're a motherfucking liar. You're a goddamn liar, and you sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up, okay? Because I can't deal with that shit. You're going there for a reason. You know what the fuck is up. So you're going to go there with blinders on? Hell no. If you're going to go to a motherfucking party like this, you need to go with a motherfucking game plan. You need to go with a purpose, a goal, mission accomplished. Now, am I advocating you should do this? No. If you want to do it, you do the shit. You're invited to it. You want to go to it, do the shit. That's what I'm saying. But if you're walking into your situation, I just told you, you don't walk into some shit with blinders on. You go with a purpose. You go with a plan. You go with a strategy. You go to get your motherfucking needs met. Women who go to these parties that are marginalized, they're not acting like high value women. They're acting like women that come in a motherfucking egg carton. That's what they're acting like. They're replaceable. There's going to be plenty of women like that. So let me give you guys some advice who are listening to this. If you want to land a fish, a big fish, a proper fish, you want to stand out. You don't want to blend in with everyone else. No, you want to challenge. You want to entice. You want to distinct and separate yourself. And whether you're at a party like this or any place else. No, you want to be a temptress. You want to be a seductress. You want to get your motherfucking claws in their brain. Do you understand? You want to stain their motherfucking brain without you busting it open. So if and when you choose to bust it open, that is motherfucking magic on top. That is when you seal the motherfucking deal. Do you understand? They said, a female investor said, women are participants in this culture to improve their lives, and they are an underclass in Silicon Valley. So if you are participating in this, like I said, you are an underclass, which means you're trying to get ahead. You can't get ahead when you're acting like everybody else. You look like everyone else, and you're doing what everyone else is doing. If you're going to the party and you know that you have access to some of the most powerful, rich, influential people in this world, and you're going around acting like, okay, here I am, come get me, I'm available, you will be fucked and discarded. They won't even remember the color of your goddamn left nipple. Do you understand? Do you understand? Why would you do that? You got to stack your shit to win. If you're going to a party like this to get yourself out of the underclass in Silicon Valley, you got to go with a purpose. You got to go with a plan. You got to walk through like a motherfucking she-devil, a witch that's basically mesmerizing every motherfucking body. Do you understand? That's how it needs to work. Because what happens is when you have a number of these people coming after you, then the scales of power tip. You see, when you have all these women chasing after these men, the power's in their hands. But when you have that one woman that's enticing and fish hooking, one motherfucker, two motherfucker, three motherfucker, 4, 5 motherfucker, 6 motherfucker, 7 motherfucker, 8. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you can fish hook motherfuckers like that, then all the other heads turn. All the other entrepreneurs, the investors, the executives. When 1 looks, 2 looks, 3, they all start looking. Because then they all want to see who has the biggest dick. Yes, there's something called the biggest dick syndrome, where guys try to compete and may the best man win. Because they all have egos. And the guy that lands her, naturally, is the winner. So they want to be the winner. So all those other women, they fall to the wayside. And that's why some of those other women, they don't have to worry about their fucking resume. They don't have to worry about their bank account. Because they know what these men need. They know what these men want. And they know how to make them work. It doesn't matter how rich a man is. It doesn't matter how powerful a man is. They like to be challenged. They want to be challenged. They want to chase. They want to chase. And when women are throwing themselves at these powerful, rich men, they don't chase and they don't have an interest. And that tells them you're not a high value woman because you're giving yourself and your time away very freely and very easily. You need to think about that shit. They said a male investor said that. He said, I see a lot of men leading people on, sleeping with dozen of women at the same time. But if each of these dozen women, if they don't care, is there any crime committed? So you should already know when you give yourself over very easily, the odds are not stacked in your favor. You will always be an underclass. You got to understand the game that you're playing. If you don't understand the rules of the game, you shouldn't motherfucking play. If you don't understand what your goal, your mission, your purpose, you shouldn't motherfucking play. You shouldn't play. You need to get clear on what you're doing when you're engaging with this, because you can either change your life or get the life fucking sucked out of you. And most people involved, most women involved in this situation will get the life sucked out of them and wonder what the fuck happened. What happened is you didn't know what the fuck you were doing and you were playing a game that was out of your motherfucking league. Don't step on the court until you understand the players, how they move, and how the fuck you get what you want. You understand that? You need to apply the rule for everything in your life. Stack yourself to win. They said men only show up if they are directly invited by the host, and they can bring as many women as they want. Invitations are shared by word of mouth, Facebook, Snapchat, or paperless posts. Nothing is spelled out in the invitations, and nothing is spelled out to the people on invite lists. These people know what the fuck is up. They know what's going on. They understand. They say women will spread the word among their female friends, and the expectations of the situation, the expectations, they're not hidden. They're not hidden at all. Okay? So if you already know what the fuck is up, you gotta stand the fuck out, people. That's something I'm trying to teach or school you people. See, the funny thing is why young girls are liked, because they don't have full awareness. They don't understand the game, what's going on. So that is why they're easily taken advantage of. They're taken for granted and they're tossed aside because they don't have the wisdom or experience of a woman typically who is older. They don't understand how men think, how they are. They think their looks and their coyness is going to land them something. It may work for a tiny few women. But to get a fish and to keep a fish, that's just not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It doesn't matter how rich or powerful a man is. It doesn't matter. Men want certain things. And until you have mastered that recipe, you will always be on this hamster wheel of guessing and possibly being discarded. You got to play the game to win. So you have to know what the fuck is going on and how you're going to do it. You got to use your femininity. You have to use that part to get what you want. And that doesn't mean that you're docile and you're getting ran over. No. You know how to use the feminine part of yourself to entice the masculine part and work harmoniously like yin and yang to get your needs met. Meet his needs in the right way, and he'll be more than happy to meet your needs in the right way. It works as a symbiotic relationship. But most of us don't know how it works and how to tap into it, which is why we're left unfulfilled. They said the night proceeds by having the guest arrive and check in with a private security guard. At the most intimate gatherings, guests will cook dinner together so that they will not have to kick out the help after dessert. Alcohol is lubricating the conversation the entire time, and after the final course and dessert, the drugs are rolled out, which is ecstasy or Molly. The drugs kick in, and then magically, connections spark around the room. Yeah, connections spark around the room, and inhibitions drop away. You see, guys, this is one of my pet peeves. You guys may or may not agree with me. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. Life is about experiences. And if you are inebriated with drugs or alcohol, you're not really truly experiencing what's going on. You cannot relish it. You cannot remember it. You cannot embrace it. It's a haze. You're in a daze. Why do some shit you can't remember? Why do some shit where you can't decide how to pivot, how to move, and how to make it the best? Why go with blinders on? Why go with just pretending clueless? No, if I'm going to do some shit, I want to remember it. Orgy, sex party, or not. You want to be able to see clearly. You want to be able to understand. If you can't let your inhibitions drop away naturally, then that means there's some confidence, some self-esteem issues that you need to work the fuck out. And technically, you probably shouldn't be at a party like this until you are secure. Because when you are secure, you are laser sharp. And laser sharpness helps you get your goals met. If you're high as hell and drunk as a fucking skunk, you know, you are getting marginalized. You're right, you're getting marginalized because you don't know what the fuck is going on. First, you're young. You're in the underclass. You're drunk and high, and you want to know why one dude is fucking 12 different girls, and you're one of them. And then you leave with your stained ass panties and your fucking heel in your hands, and you're still working in your fucking dead end job. Come on, guys, don't give your shit away like that. You got to understand you're priceless, and you need to act as such. Act accordingly. Don't give your motherfucking jewels away that easily. Yeah, okay, everyone else is taking drugs. You pretend you took that shit and you find a way to spit it the fuck out. Do you understand? You want to be clear and coherent so you can hone in on your motherfucking targets, and work it from there. They say cuddling starts and then the makeout sessions start. Many guests are invited as couples, husband and wives, boyfriend and girlfriends, because open relationships are the new normal. Whatever, people committed, they're cheating, doing whatever, call it what you want. They said if it's your first time, a friend will normally fill you in on what you're signing up for, and you are expected to keep it to yourself. Yeah, you're expected to keep it to yourself. They say you know that if you do drugs with someone you work with, you shouldn't mention it to anyone, and the same goes for sex. So here these open-minded, progressive, liberated people are keeping secrets. Does that sound open and liberated? No, that sounds like some cowardly shit to me. Why? Cowardly. If you can't do something and be proud, you shouldn't do it. People are always going to pass judgment. People have an idea about how everyone should live their damn lives. They just don't have a clue about how the fuck they should live their own lives. But they're always going to have an opinion about yours. Don't have a clue about theirs, but they have an opinion about yours. That's a lot of shit to carry. So you're living this double life. You have this pristine, powerful tech image. And behind closed doors, you're a fucking skank, drug fucking skank, and you are living that life. And if anything seeps out, then there's a scandal. I'm saying fuck the scandals. You want to be a man whore and you want to be tech savvy genius, be a man whore tech savvy genius. You want to be a female underclass who is boosting her resume from busting it open and sucking it, do that shit. Whatever. It's your choice. Fuck everybody what they think. Somebody is sucking and fucking someplace. You're just choosing to do it more in the open. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Live your life. Do you. Be you. You can't stop people from having opinions. And not everyone's going to like what the fuck you do. You need to understand and own that. So the least you can do is cut down the burdens, the secrets that you have. Get rid of that shit. That shit kills you early. Be happy. Be free. Live free. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. You can't be making boss fucking moves and living secretly in the closet. And that's what these people are doing. They're cowards. I don't give a fuck how smart you are, how much money you have. A real boss would do that. A real boss wouldn't care who knows what, and his presence and his authority will still command respect. Even if he's a fucking freak, it will command respect. Because people will know what the fuck is up. And eventually they will separate saying, okay, you know what? This is not my business. This person does what they do, but they're still creating great things in this world. So I'm going to enjoy that. That's what a real person would do. You got to be proper leaders. You have to own every aspect of yourself. The dark side, the light side, the shadow self. You got to own all of you. You can't be living in motherfucking secrets. And that's why your life falls the fuck apart. Fuck that. You did it. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? Now what? Now let's get back to what we were talking about in this business meeting. People think that because you're having sex or you're having sex with multiple people or doing things that takes away from your intelligence, that takes away from your gift. That doesn't take away shit. This is some fucking stupid shit. What I do on a Friday night is my business. That has nothing to do with my capability of leading a company, producing technology, and changing the world. We need to really, truly open our minds and heart and be progressive instead of talking about this stupid shit. They say you are basically not hiding anything, but you are. Okay, that sounds like some stupid shit. Either you're hiding or you're not. If you're not freely open about it and you can't freely discuss it, then you're hiding it. It's cowardly. Just because it's out in the open with the people who are invited there, you're not open about it. It's still a secret. You're just having a secret with many people and just one or two instead of one or two. They say you only get invited if you can be trusted and if you're going to play ball. So if you got to be trusted, then you're not open-minded and progressive. You're living a secret life. You're living a double life. There's nothing open-minded or progressive about what the fuck you're doing. It's not. Actually, the Romans and the fucking Egyptians were more open-minded and progressive and courageous than what the fuck we're doing today. It's fucking bullshit. They say you can choose not to hook up with a specific someone, but you can't not hook up with anybody. So if you go into these parties, you're fucking somebody. So you better choose who the fuck you want to fuck because you can't go without fucking somebody. That's just how it is. Do I agree with it? No, who the fuck knows who to care? But if you're choosing to go to that party and you're choosing to use it as a launching pad for your career, I guess you got to play by the rules or you need to motherfucking leave and never come the fuck back. That's why you should not be drunk or high and you can make these decisions and deal with the aftermath. Simple. They said they think that they are pushing boundaries of social mores and values. They're not doing a fucking thing. The only difference is we now have computers and we're not riding around with motherfucking chariots and horses. That's the only motherfucking different. That's the only thing we're different. They're not pushing shit. When you want to push some shit, open an invite list. Talk freely about that shit outside your business meeting and let people know what it is and how you are. Then that you're pushing norms in society. You're not pushing shit by being anonymous. You're not pushing shit by having secretive invites. You're not pushing shit by keeping motherfucking secrets. You're a fucking fraud. You're a fucking rich, cowardly fraud. I said it. You heard it. That's what it is. I don't give a fuck who you fuck, how you fuck, when you fuck them. I don't care. I don't think it has anything to do with your genius, what you're able to produce, your innovation, your creativity. I don't think it has anything to do with anything. So when you can stand up and own that shit, I can have great respect for you. It's not my life. It's your life. But I respect that that's right for you. And I'm cool. But I know a lot of people don't think like that. But you're not challenging shit if you're hiding. Simple as that. They said rich men expecting casual sexual access to women is anything but a new paradigm. Many A-listers in Silicon Valley have something in common. They've had a lonely adolescence devoid of contact with the opposite sex. See, told you, people with fucking issues. They got motherfucking issues. They're rich as fuck, insecure as hell, and intelligence beyond anything. And they are still fucked up, lonely motherfucking teenagers. They said a married venture capitalist described his teenage years of playing video games, playing computer games, and not going on a date until he was 20 years old. Okay, he's a late bloomer. Whatever. But instead of dealing with his emotional mental issues, no, he's having, middle-aged fucking sex parties. What he wished he had accomplished in high school, he's now doing it in college. Man, it doesn't matter how much money you are, how much money you have, many degrees you have, how many people report to you, you can still have a motherfucker that's fucked up, okay? We need to heal and do better, guys. So what? You didn't have a date till you were 20. It's okay. And now you're having fun now at sex orgy parties? That's okay. Own it. Why be ashamed of it? Why be ashamed of it? Because you've made this image of yourself and you're trying to live up to this false idea. Double, triple, quadruple lives are never good. You're opening yourself up to risk. You're opening yourself up to exposure. Why would you want to do that? I believe if you're going to do some shit, put it out there yourself. That takes away anyone's power and influence over you. Do you understand? The person says after years of restriction, longing, he is living his fantasy life and his wife is right there along with them. They are finally getting theirs. Guys, you go on a date when you are supposed to go on a date. We all blossom and mature at different age. We experience things at different times. No one's life journey is going to match and align perfectly. You need to understand that. And if you weren't ready, willing, and able to go on a date until you were 20, it's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. It just means that your life was different. Your life was supposed to focus on computer games and things like that because you can be one of the tech titans in Silicon Valley. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that you're unworthy or you are devoid of experiencing things. No, you're not devoid of experiencing anything. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that you achieve some other things later in life and some other things you achieved early. That's it. There's no cookie cutter way to do this. People think when you're in high school, you're supposed to be hooking up with everything that moves. You're doing no. All of our life journeys, our paths are different, and we need to understand that. When you start hooking up is when the fuck you start hooking up. When you start dating is when the fuck you start dating. Because that is your path. That is your journey. Stop comparing yourself to others and live your life. And if you want to go to fucking sex orgy parties when you're 40 years old and you're rich as a motherfucker and you're powerful as an asshole, then you know what? Do that shit. And if anybody who wants to keep their motherfucking job, they will act like they don't know it and they will move the fuck on with their life. That's what a rich, powerful person does. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They do it. They do that shit. They don't hide behind it. They don't make excuses. Okay, nope, I didn't get fucked until I was 25, but guess what? I'm getting now fucked now. So fuck y'all, mind your business and get the fuck back to work. That's how it happens. So please tune in next week for part 2 of this series. And I hope you learned something. But stand in your truth, own your truth. We all have a different path. We develop in different ways, and it's okay. Don't measure yourself against what someone else was able to achieve and do. Because while they were hooking up, you were studying, preparing to be a titan in Silicon Valley. We all have different paths and we need to respect it and trust it and go on our journey instead of saying, oh, I didn't do this, so I'm getting mine now. No, you've always been getting yours. Just your early years, you were getting the intelligence and the creativity and the innovation to be who you are today. Now, right now, you happen to be getting your sexual needs fulfilled. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay? I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. Are you familiar with desires? I bet you are. Where there is something you don't know. There are 2 types of desires. To find out, watch my new sideshow episode. It is called What Type of Desire Do You Have? You can get it by searching for Difficult and Demanding on YouTube or watch on IGTV. Episode 47 is here on October 12, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast.